First of all, I would like to wish happy birthday to a friend of mine, Miss Shayla Jackson. Also, happy birthday to my cousin, Reginald Brown, who's having his birthday party at the Truth Social Lounge, which is the old Kings of Queens up in Southgate. So after I leave here, I'm going to stop and see Shayla. Also, I'm going to stop and see, of course, my cousin's the last stop. You always got to, family first. You always got to plug them in. 216 7720500 is the number to call in. I am going to talk about this situation and some other situations, but just looking over in the sports world, the Cleveland Cavaliers won last night, making it 6 in a row in a overtime win over the Boston Celtics. They played them overtime last week and the Cavaliers won. To make it so special is that Darius Garland returned from the eye injury. The eye still look a little bit messed up, but he was able to drop 29 points, a couple of rebounds, steals, and assists against Jason Tatum's 30. So that's always plus. I didn't want to I brought this issue up, but before I do that, the Turkey Jam is coming up. Of course, you can get free Turkey Jam tickets at EF Boys Son and Funeral Home, 2165 East 89th Street, Cleveland, Ohio, 44106. Big Jack's Barbecue, 15116 Lakeshore Boulevard, Cleveland, Ohio, 44110. Turk Memorial Chapel, 452 East 152nd Street, Cleveland, Ohio, 44110. And Real Smooth Barbecue Incorporated at 3829 Lorraine Avenue, Cleveland, Ohio, 44113. This is benefiting the Voice It Foundation, Stop Human Trafficking, celebrating Lynn Tolliver Jr. and Bill Silver B. Richards. And it's featuring the special guest. The main attraction is the Kinsman Daz Band All-Stars. And that is Friday, November 25th. Now, that is at Mitchell's Ultra Lounge. The address is 24900 Euclid Avenue, Cleveland, Ohio, 44117. Doors open at 6 p.m. Show starts at 12 o'clock. Free admission with ticket. Call 216-323-7169 for more info. Sponsored by VoiceRadio.com, Turk Memorial Capital, Care Source, the re-elect Congresswoman Shontel Brown, City of Cleveland, Mayor Justin M. Bibb, Kirby Print, and Cleveland Division of Fire, and Dennis Kucinich and Legal Works and other people. Before I get to Mayor Bibb in a minute, I'll probably save that for that. We had a tragic murder, pretty much the death of Migos hip-hop artist Takeoff of the group Migos. Now, I'm going to say this, and I, probably said some things about dice games. Usually dice games don't end in the best of light. They usually end badly. See somebody getting robbed or shot. This was a dice game happened at a bowling alley after a party. Apparently, Takeoff was shot twice. His bandmate, who was his uncle, Quavo, of Migos, got shot once. No, Offset wasn't there. Apparently, everybody's talking about, rumors and stuff like that flying around. This one girl said, heard something. I know that I was there and, none of, Jay Prince people got hit. They hit. And listen, everybody wants to play Private Eye, CNI Private Eye, whatever that show was. Let me explain something. I don't care, celebrity or not. I know that I heard somebody got shot down at Tower City. Polo got killed. Again, dice game. But listen, everybody play dice. We know we play dice, things of that nature, or, play spades and everything, it's the thing to do. But some things shouldn't have to end in death. Nothing like a game. And I know money is involved. Apparently things got heated when Quavo was losing. Somebody from his camp pulled out a gun. And the thing about it is we talk about if they didn't do this, how about the reckless abandonment of human beings using deadly weapons to solve stupid ass arguments. How about that? Let me just explain something about stupid people tricks. They could kill you. Let me see. Drunk driving. The car don't move by itself. Somebody got a human has to get behind the car. You don't see dogs or cats driving, except if you saw the old skits from Saturday Night Live, Toon Sister driving cat, and it never ends well because the cat usually drives over the cliff and crashes and kills everybody. Yeah. People have to get behind irresponsible people have to get behind the wheel of a car and get. We could save lives if people were not so responsible. And getting heated over something that, really, to be honest with you, gambling in a bowling alley at 2:30 in the morning wasn't something to do in the first place. Now, everybody's talking about, well, Takeoff wasn't gambling. We know Takeoff wasn't gambling. You know what happened? Takeoff was an innocent bystander just watching other people have fun. Innocent bystanders get killed too. Like, let me see, the woman who was depressed and caused a 7-car pileup, killed a whole bunch of people. Do you think that they thought that they were going to die that day? Did you actually think they were going to die that day? I don't think anybody thought they'd die that day. We lost one of the greatest basketball players in the National Basketball Association, along with his second oldest daughter, and 7 to 8 other people in a helicopter crash back in 2020 before the whole pandemic really hit the United States of America. Kobe and Gianna Bryant, along with the other people in that crash, along with the helicopter pilot. We know accidents do happen. Tragic accidents do happen. But sometimes things can be prevented so we don't lose lives. By the way, I'm just going to say this. Early voting has already started. The election is November 8th. You have the governor. I'm not doing any picks for governor, secretary of state, who you think, and endorsing anybody who I think should win, should lose. Just go vote. I don't care who you vote for, even if you write in yourself. Sometimes I feel like doing the same thing. Hey, it is what it is. So let's get started with, I've already started, but the thing is that with this thing with Takeoff was an innocent bystander. He was just hanging around just like anybody else, chilling. Now, I've been to a dice game that ended up in a robbery, but I got out of there before they could hit a lick on my ass. Like, you see, like, the thing about it is, here's the thing. I was able to go to there's my story, but dice game, I had to go to the bathroom, seeing some people come in. I was just hanging out hanging out with a couple other people. Told one of my friends, we need to get the hell out of here. I was like, why? You want everybody gets into it on a dice game, but you got money, you want to get in? Yeah, I'm going to roll, hit it up. He thought about rolling. I was like, nah. Sometimes your spidey senses kick in. Your spidey senses kick in for real, and you be like, yeah, I'm about to leave. Sometimes they don't. You get played, I get played. I got played last Saturday. Not going to talk about it. People are mad at me for I took the post down. People mad at me about certain stuff that happened. Sometimes it's a lesson learned. But did I lose my life over it? No. I'd rather lose a couple of dollars than a life, period. The sad part about it is that people will just, I'm the hard, you can't be you can kill somebody. Master P, 50 Cent, every hip hop artist in the world, has sent their condolences to Quavo and Offset and the rest of the Migos for this tragic loss. It'd be our own sometimes to do us in. It'd be our own. I'm like, we're not discussing, the other hip hop artists has been discussed all too well. I'll just say this: Kanye's Donda Academy has been closed down. I mean, it's $15,000 tuition per year, so it hasn't reopened it. I don't know when. I don't know where those children are going to go. Hopefully they can find somewhere else. Here's my problem with most people right now. We're concentrating on the wrong thing. We're worried about who's going to lead us, and we're looking at the wrong people to lead us. As I concurred last week when I talked about this certain hip hop artist, and y'all know who I was talking about, that we're looking for people in the sports and entertainment field to teach us. Which brings me to another person that has significantly got into hot water. Mr. Kyrie Irving of the Brooklyn Nets. We all know Kyrie. He's the shot that helped the Cavaliers. Him, LeBron James, Kevin Love got us the 2016 championship Cleveland. And everybody rocked down there. I remember that day. It was crazy, but it was also great. But ever since the Kyrie went to the Boston Celtics, we know how the failed experiment happened. And then he went to the Nets to team up with Kevin Durant. First, it was James Harden. Now, I would like to thank the Brooklyn Nets because when they traded for James Harden, they brought Jared Allen here. And if you've seen Jared Allen last night for the Cavaliers, thank you, Brooklyn, for making that trade because James Harden is now in Philadelphia and they traded him for Ben Simmons, and Ben Simmons' back is messed up. Either he's afraid to shoot, don't want to shoot, can't shoot, or all the above. They are 2-5 and led to the firing of Coach Steve Nash, the two-time MVP, certified Hall of Famer. A lot of people said he should have never got that job with the championship medal that they had. So the Nets are looking to replace him. Now they have an interim coach in Jacques Vaughn, but they're looking to replace Steve Nash with Ime Udoka, the former head coach of the Boston Celtics, same team we beat last night. I sense a patterning of everything linking here. So Ime Udoka, who took the Celtics to the finals, who was suspended for inappropriate contact or with a consensual relationship with a woman who was involved, married, let me say that. And they suspended him for the year, took 50% of his pay, half his pay. And the Boston Celtics said they will release him if he gets another job. Now, Sean Rooks, who is the general manager of the Nets, said, we're not going. Well, that's not in the works. But you never said that he was not a candidate for replacing Steve Nash. So look at the next 24 to 48 hours. Look at Friday, if any reports haven't come out today that he's already been hired by the Brooklyn Nets. So, man was supposed to be suspended for a year by the Celtics, but they're going to release him to give them to the Nets, which is, they're both in the Eastern Conference. I don't care. The Cavaliers probably going to whoop both of them anyway. We beat Boston twice this year anyway. We beat them both times in overtime, but we still won. That's the main thing. I don't care if we won. I don't care if we won by 1 point. Well, you only won by 1 point. Hey, the Browns lost games by 3 points or less. So I don't want to hear that mess. I don't want to hear that. So let me just explain something. Are we really, really, really going to make an excuse right now? Listen, just like this whole thing with Takeoff getting killed, because that's what he was, this whole thing with the Brooklyn Nets franchise is a dim-witted dumpster fire of superstars getting what they want. They didn't want to be Steve Nash. Kyrie said we can coach ourselves. Lie. You need structure. So I don't care who it is, but it is what it is. Speaking of Mr. Irving, Kyrie, who anti-Semitic posting on his platform of a movie talking about anti-Semitism. You know, if you a Jew right now, you really just can't stand what's going on. And I understand that, and trust me, black people, we go through this every day. By the way, when Elon Musk bought Twitter, the N-word went up like 500 to 600 times in tweets. Just saying that, just saying. I said Elon Musk bought Twitter, not Dr. Dre. But let me just explain something to you. Now, the NBA commissioner, David Silver, Mr. Silver, is Jewish. We have owners of the Suns who are looking to sell. The Washington Commanders owner, Daniel Snyder, is looking to sell us for making inappropriate content and context against people, blacks, gays, Jews, other religions, things of that nature. You know, everybody talking about, you know, the cancel culture is in full effect. So if you know the cancel culture is in full effect, why would you say that? And Kyrie, you know, he really pushing the boundaries, and Commissioner Silver wants to meet with Kyrie in person at his office. This is not good. Anytime that the commissioner of the league that you play for wants to meet you personally, I don't care what it is, he wants you to apologize to what you said publicly and mean it. Otherwise, I'm going to be honest with you. Remember Kyrie, he was not vaccinated for half the season and he didn't play half the home games. And he missed, and he was on the road and he ain't play because he wasn't vaccinated. Let's just say that a suspension might be coming down around the corner. And it's like, well, people's like, it's too late for that. The public outcry is calling for Kyrie to be disciplined. Just like the public outcry was called for Deshaun Watson of the Cleveland Browns to be disciplined for his actions. So let me just explain something. Now, if you gonna tell the truth, you know, say that we the real Israelites, we the real Jews, things of that nature and everything else like that. But somebody get Kyrie a damn publicist. Shut up sometimes. Keep that off your social media platforms. It's like, well, it's right. Kyrie's teaching us. What is Kyrie teaching you? See, the thing about it is like, just like Malcolm X said that you're not supposed to follow entertainers. What is an NBA player? He entertains, right? Competition, sports competition. Muhammad Ali never said that he was a leader. He followed the teachings of Brother Malcolm X when he changed his name from Cassius Clay to Muhammad Ali. Colin Kaepernick took a knee. He's haven't been back in the NFL since. By the way, he turns 35 today, too. Happy birthday, Colin. So let me just explain something about, well, I'm not on Kyrie's behind. The brother's a talented ball player. He was with the Cavaliers, but trying to be the leader and saying the things that you said, and it's like, well, former players and Shaq and Charles and everybody else, they're seeing somebody say they're sellouts because they're saying, isn't that their opinion? Is that what they get paid to say? Like on TNT, where they're saying this because, and I don't like, okay, just like you said that they were sellouts, isn't that their opinion, your opinion? I never really agree with Charles Barkley in the midst of some things, but I can respect him as a Hall of Famer. Problem is that right now, I mean, with Kyrie's track record, because he thinks he's the smartest person in the room, he doesn't have, I mean, I know Kyrie went to Duke for a year. We know that. Duke is one of the most advanced schools and everything else like that, you know, free thinking. But he's not a PhD. He's not a professor. Stop following people like that. Speaking of follow, I'll talk about Mayor Justin Bibb and Leafgate in the next segment of Headlines Headaches on voiceitradio.com. Keep it locked.